question for me before I open it out to the audience. Obviously, Ready Steady Cook made you a household name, but over the last few years, there's been a bit of a meme legacy around you. What were your thoughts when you first heard about this?
Oh, we like a bit of that, don't we? What's he like? Oh, yes, oh, lovely. Wow, lovely. Do you know what? I've got to say that the whole meme thing, isn't it amazing? I mean, all you guys are responsible for it, but unbelievable. Sometimes I go out to do, and there'll be 50 people lined up with Ainsley Harriott t-shirts going like that. Sometimes things come back to you in a different way. You know, it's not all about grab, take. Just to let it breathe. You know, people are getting excitement from it, the joy of it. You know, I also have another son called Joe, Joe's 14 now, nearly 15. And can you imagine what's happening when he gets at school? You've seen your dad.
Give your meat a good old rub. That's it. Nice and hot. Hot and spicy meat. Yeah, boy. And then take the buttered side and put that on top. And just push your fingers around the edge there to create that little island effect. Isn't that lovely? Rhythm, you get a lot of rhythm here in the islands, I tell you. They love their music, they love their food, and I'm not surprised because it's surrounded by these beautiful translucent waters. It's magnificent. You can add a couple of teaspoons of rum. Make it tablespoons. Movie people love to make movies in this island. What about that great Hollywood star, Errol Flynn? Ah, it's a lovely story that's told about him. He was cruising down in his yacht to Port Antonio and he got shipwrecked. The old swashbuckler getting shipwrecked in Port Antonio. Lovely. He arrived on the island and he said, hey, this is where I want to live. In fact, he proclaimed that it was more beautiful than any of his women. The aroma is a bit special. Even more than that, a couple of tablespoons of golden syrup. And I much prefer the squeezy variety than those tins where all the top gets sticky and you have to keep wiping it every 5 minutes. All right, cream, get your finger in there. Knob of butter. Remember.
It's quite good, isn't it, eh? Well, what about me, Ainsley?
Squids, look at these. Look at that tube. Isn't that a wonderful tube there? Yeah, hello, how you doing? Hello. Delightful. Just like I'm working in a chippy here. 2 tablespoons of muscovado sugar. Oh, that's a wonderful word, isn't it? Muscovado. And a couple of tablespoons of oil there. I'm not using olive oil here. It's a groundnut or sunflower oil will be fine. You don't need that sort of olivey flavour in here at all because it's overtaken by the next ingredient, rum. Boy, does that make a difference. A couple of tablespoons of rum. Just pour that in there like that. It's smelling good. Just give that a bit of a mix now. You're probably wondering why uncles port calypso, Ainsley. Well, every time my uncles used to come and visit us, we used to hear my mother sort of shout out, "Who's that at the door?" And my uncles would be there. And as they opened the door, the aroma of this would just hit their nostrils as it sort of came off the barbecue and said, "Why, Peppy," which is my mother, "that port calypso smells sweet, girl." Make sure you pick up all that flavour all around your meat. That's it. And the beauty of this is that you can pop it in your fridge with a bit of cling film on top for about 24 hours to let all that flavour really penetrate through, or indeed leave it for a couple of hours and then just slap it onto your barbie. Not particularly popular in Greece, sun-dried tomatoes. You probably can't even get them here, but we've got them at home, so we can use them. And reveal that juicy flesh inside. Absolutely lovely. And to that, we're going to add juice of half a lemon. But it does give it a wonderful creamy taste. Lovely, look at that, lovely and frothy. Hey! And that's it. You could drink it like that. And quick impression for you, Harry Potter. It gives you a bit of free time, doesn't it? As my mother would say, enough time for you to go and see a man about a dog. I'm a happy man! Who's inside? Oh, the neighbours will be smelling this over the fence, I tell you. Out here in the valley, they call it Tom de Chef, mate, so I'm just going to shove it in my bowl. 1 ounce of white breadcrumbs. If you wanted to use brown, you could, but I'm using white, so we'll shovel that in there like that. Good shaking of salt. Oh dear, lovely. And now comes the interesting part. Let your fingers get in there and have a good old rub-a-dub. And now there's only one thing missing.
Ainsley, I have just what you need here.
Oh, fantastic, Brian.
A lovely bottle of Hunter Valley Shiraz Bin 2000.
Gonna add a nice fat, juicy clove of garlic. Oh yes, say oh yes. That's it. 3 tablespoons of chopped flat parsley. If you wanted to use the spring variety, you could, but it will make you bounce up and down a little bit more. Which is, in fact, is quite mild, so if you like it a little bit spicy, you can go out and get yourself a nice hot paste and put a couple of teaspoons of that in and said, left up to you. Oh, I'm so good. Idea is that you make the burgers with your fingers. Ooh, yes, aids. Idea is that you make the burgers with your fingers. Ooh, yes, aids. Delightful. Reno is a good substitute, or if you like, an English goat's cheddar. And just push that through ever so gently like that. Often a lot of my friends come round and they always ask for this. Oh, Ainsley, are you doing that lovely lamb special? I said, yes, indeed, I am. And a touch more sherry. There we go. There is a little bit more sherry. A little bit extravagant of me there with the old sherry. That's it, just rub that in there. Oh, I say that's a bit special. Rub there, rubbing that in, that oil. Oh, so attractive, and believe me, it tastes magnificent. Let's whack it on the barbie. Oh, a bit smoky, gets the old eyes going.